It couldn't be me. 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 more than a tease. And I'm gonna give it all my heart. The situation is all wrapped up. No more need to be said, oh no.
Good afternoon, America. The most amazing parts, well, one of the most amazing parts of this amazing country, the sports fans of America. Hello, how are you? Sponsors, My Guy Market at 504 East Belmont Avenue in beautiful Fresno, California. And of course, Fresno Social Sports, where adults come to play. You can play pickleball, which is the sport that Sam hates to say because he cannot stand pickles. All right, he hates them. That's why I make sure to tell him to put some pickles on his sandwiches or whatever.
Oh, that's right.
His face will curl up. He does not like pickles. I love them. All right, I'm Nathan. Our amazing engineer is Javier. He's in Atlanta. I'm in Sacramento. So let's get on with it. What do you think, Javier? Is Sharika Jackson? Have you heard about her running? What is it? The third fastest time ever? The Jamaican young lady.
I did not. I have not been following track and field. I've been watching the World Cup.
Okay, that's probably a bigger issue, right? A bigger deal. And to be this early in the, it's kind of early in the season, I guess. I don't know. They're kind of starting out. You know, I know the times diminish in other words get better as the season wears on, and they do that deliberately. I think not to
Right.
burn themselves out. And of course, you know, we're 2 years or probably 1 year away from the big events starting to happen. You know, those would be the Olympic prelims and the World
Wow.
Championships and all that kind of thing. And then, of course, it sort of culminates just prior to or during the Olympic Games. So for her to run a time that fast this early, pretty impressive. Pretty impressive.
What was her time? What did she run?
Oh man,
I was in the 100, right?
you know, I know that she ran an amazing time, and some guy ran an amazing time. I think, no, I think it was the guy that ran the third or fourth fastest time ever. I forgot his name, but I've heard of Sharika Jackson before. So I'm not sure. You know, my apologies, America, bringing up facts, and I don't have my facts. So
I'm gonna have to
I
look
have
it
to
up.
look it up and maybe talk about it on the second segment or next week or something.
I'm looking for it
But
right
World
now.
Cup, who do you like? Are you looking it up? Are you looking it up now?
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up.
Okay.
The World Cup, and we'll come back to that one. But the World Cup, man, Team USA looked really good. I thought they were gonna get blasted,
Really?
by Paraguay, but they beat them 4-1, and then they came back and then won again 2-0 without their star Pulisic, which is really really big. He's like one of the first Americans to win like a Champions League and be just sort of this guy that can win over in Europe. But he's really really good. Not saying that we haven't had great Americans, but I look at the team and I'm like, I was watching them play, and I was texting with my son Jordan, and I was like, man, the U.S. looks like they can win the World Cup. There's nobody that's really and this was only the second game. This was only the first game that I saw, which was the second game. But I was like, there's nobody that looks like super strong. That's like, yeah, they're unbeatable.
Right.
I think Spain came back and looked good today. So they look like, I mean, they're the favorite.
Okay.
I think there's a lot of teams that could really surprise you. Germany, they won 2-1 yesterday on the late 4-minute goal in stoppage time to beat Ivory Coast, which I think Ivory Coast could have won the game like 2 plays before that. So that would have been, and Ivory Coast has always been there, and that's a tough draw too. Yeah, so I mean, Spain won 4-1 today, 4-0. Japan is looking good. I mean, it's a lot of teams that look good, but I mean, the U.S. they advanced to the knockout round already. So I think that's where the hype is. And then they're playing some inspired football. So it's not like, well, they I think they can make a run. I think they can make a deep run. But they're in the knockout round, so now it's going to be one and done. So they really, they just got to play the game to game. But I think it's still Spain's to lose. Argentina and Germany
Hmm.
are the three teams that I know that I'm like that will be there in the end, some kind of way. It depends how the draw comes out though. So, but it's a good tournament already. It's really Sweden is good. Um, Netherlands look Netherlands always look strong. So it's a lot of teams out there that's like like you can't really put it past them. But I think with I think Team USA is kind of galvanizing what can be done in the U.S. on the U.S. soil. It's like one of those things when France won in France. So it's like one of those times. It's like it could be magic. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not a. I don't want to say I'm not a big Team USA fan, but I would be happy if they won.
Oh, so would I. I
Yeah.
mean, I love America, but I believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
I just don't
Yeah.
think we're not. Soccer is not our strong suit, right? So it's good
No.
to hear about the teams. What do you think, America? Who are you calling? Who are your favorites? Who are your potential underdogs? Type it in or let us know.
Yeah. Type it in and let
Uh,
us know. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I know that Argentina is, let's see, now who does Messi play for?
He's Argentina.
Right, I think he's from Argentina.
Yeah, he's from Argentina. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. They play
So I
tomorrow.
mean that's a story. You got probably the world's most famous player, him and Ronaldo, right?
Yeah.
And I don't think Ronaldo's in it. His country,
No,
Ronaldo's
no, no.
from
They're there. They're from Portugal.
Portugal. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
so
They play
the two big
Tuesday.
stars, both of them are probably competing in their last World Cup because I mean they've got to be 40 by now.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's kind of a story. That's kind of a story. So it sounds like just sort of on paper, Argentina might be one of the teams expected to be there, say in the quarterfinals kind of thing. So
Yeah.
or maybe even the semifinals. That's outstanding. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So I see that they're starting a women's National Football League.
Oh,
No, no, I understand. I understand. Yeah.
I mean, I
You
get it.
know what? I believe in everybody should be able to do whatever they want. I'll even go see a game, watch a game or something like that. But I don't want to see anybody get hurt, man.
Right. Right.
You know, I just don't. I don't want. And hurt could mean, I remember being a little guy, and my female cousin. It was my birthday, and she came down and said, "Let me ride your bike. I got a new bike for my birthday." And I said, "Okay, we'll take turns." So I let her ride. She came back. I rode down the block, and she came back. I came back. I let her ride again. And she came back. I said, "Okay, Macho, no, no." I said, "No, come on, we're taking turns." No. And so I went to reach for the bike, and she slapped the holy but Jesus out of me, man. I got a good
Uh,
one. So I mean, she's 2 or 3 years older than me, but but that doesn't matter. And I said, "Well, what did you do that for? I'm letting you. It's my birthday. I'm letting you ride my bike, right?" So I told my dad. I said, I was really mad at her. I'm a little guy. I don't know, maybe 7 or something like that. And my dad said, I think he could read my mind or something like that. Maybe I was thinking, would it be okay to hit her back? And I don't know. But he said, he must have read my mind. He said, Nate, you never put your hands on a girl. You never hit a girl. And so I naively asked him, why not? And he said, just think, I mean, you might hit her and 20 years later she can't have kids. I mean, and he knew just what to say. That scared the pants off of me, Like
could
that, man,
happen.
that's terrible. You
That
wouldn't
could
even know for
happen.
20 years.
Yep.
All right. So I wouldn't want to see anybody get hurt in a way that she's going to regret years later. I mean, I don't expect it to be very good quality football. Maybe a little entertaining, maybe not. But I just don't want to see anybody get hurt. And yeah, uh, and I would just hope that this isn't to prove a point, because I don't see very many girls in school playing football. Basketball, yeah, softball, yeah, but not so much
Yeah, they
football,
play
not really.
flag football. I mean, I've seen I've seen females play like Pop Warner, things like that. They have to.
Really,
Yeah, I've seen.
boys pop one.
Yeah, but you know what it is that when you get to a certain age, when they get to that 8, 9, 10, 11, they can't play with the. At 12 years old, you can't play
Oh heck no,
with 12-year-olds
no
no more.
way.
It's over. Because now our puberty's kicking in. We're faster,
Right?
stronger. So, um,
Yeah.
we had I have seen like tackle football. They had a little women's lingerie league that play indoors, and they really play football too though. I mean, but they're scantily clad.
Okay, right. I
It's a
was going to ask you if it
sexual
was. Yep.
it's a
Yep.
sexual atmosphere. You
Well,
know what I'm
that
saying?
that's
So I wouldn't
that's the
watch it.
draw.
Yeah,
That's the draw.
I wouldn't watch it. I'm not, I don't I think I got to the point where I'm like, man, I'm noticing too much that we are exposing our women too much, and I don't know if it's because of religion, just some moral. I don't know, morality, some form of morality. It's like, yo, like we just can't be exposed. They got thongs on and they're over there hitting people, and I'm like, it's cool. Like, do you? That's what you got to do to get some money. I just don't like it anymore. I'm to the point where I'm like, yeah, I'm not a fan of that. I mean, but
See,
I think
you're
it's
thinking like a
beautiful.
father.
Yeah, yeah. I'm thinking like a dad. I'm thinking like a
Hmm.
dad.
Happy Father's Day, by the way.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
think that I don't know how many females are like. I will say that indoor league though, that is some good football for women. I mean, so it's not it's not men's football. Of course, it's not WNBA basketball. It's not NBA basketball. So I would like to see what it can do, because they're playing on smaller fields. So what can they do? Was it going to be 18s or something like that? So
And I say they deserve an absolute legitimate chance to prove what they can do and see if they can garner an audience. If they can, man, I support it 1,000%. I
right.
still don't want to see anybody get hurt. Of course, I don't want to see guys get hurt either, but it's kind of different in that, I mean, more can go wrong, I think. So yeah,
I think I
hats
think
off to them. Hats off to them.
I think
I
that
want,
I think the level is different. Where like in men's football, we know that I think sometimes with women when they play these Goliath sports, they're trying to prove to themselves how tough they are. I got to prove that I can take a hit. If you ever watch women's rugby is phenomenal, you know. And those females, they are seriously athletic. They are seriously strong, fast, quick, brute. I mean, they play the same way the men play, you know. So it's just the way that they play.
right.
Um, but I think in football, where now we just took all the hard hits out for the past 7, 8, 9, 10 years, whereas where in women's football, it's like, yo, we still want to see the big hit. And I'm like, I don't want to see the big hits. I mean,
No.
I do, but I don't. Like I do like to see a little light up every once in a while, but sometimes it's like, oh, that was
Yep.
bad. That was bad.
Yep.
So
So the good part of that, I think, is perhaps in the WNFL, I'm sure that it's much less likely that you're going to see those big monstrous career-ending, you know, the CTE causing just destroyers kind of thing. I don't know that there's capacity. I think Muhammad Ali's daughter said it best. and she was champion by that point and had been for a couple of years. And I think her dad was still alive. And the interviewer asked her, are you concerned at all that you might, develop? He was polite and didn't say like you might end up like your dad. I think he was talking about. He said he didn't say that. He said, uh, you know, Parkinson's or something like that, and kept it sort of generic. And she said, well, no, I'm not dealing with the kind of power. She took it to her. I'm not dealing with the kind of power that my dad dealt with. And I think something similar would apply to, any women's sports, like let's talk about a direct contact sport like football, WNFL. So, I mean, maybe they've stayed loose with the rules to allow certain kinds of hits because it's less likely that somebody's just going to just destroy somebody like, Jack Tatum style or something.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. How we doing for time?
We about 15 minutes in.
All right. I'll wrap up. All right, America. That's the first segment. We'll be right back. Sponsors, once again, are my guy Marcus, 504 East Belmont Avenue in Fresno, and Fresno Social Sports, where adults come to play. We'll be back. Great to be back. You know our sponsors. My Guy Markets is 504 East Belmont Avenue in Fresno, and Fresno Social Sports, where adults come to play. All right. And the lead in, our genius engineer, Javier, was talking about the San Francisco Giants and how he's down there in Atlanta, one of the most amazing cities in the country. Absolutely. I'm Nathan here at Sacramento. But Javier brought up a little San Francisco Giants talk. I know we have listeners on the East Coast that you guys don't care about the sports back here, so we won't belabor the point. But I have to apologize. I am a Giants lover and have been since I was 8. that last week Buster Posey sort of deliberately leaked to a sports writer that he's open to all offers. He's listening to all offers for veteran players, with the exception of Logan Webb. What do you think about that, America? You know, Giants fans. We have Giants fans, of course, here on the West Coast and on the East Coast because they originated in New York. You have people whose grandfathers were Giants fans, and they still, because their grandfather loved them, they love them as well. So I see we've got Big Sam in the house, and
What's up, man?
spending Father's Day with his son.
There you go.
Hang on.
Yeah, and so how you doing, little Sam? What's up? Yeah.
What up, Uncle?
So yeah, we wrapped the first segment, and we just opened the second segment. We're leading off with a admittedly regional subject as compared to a national subject, the San Francisco Giants, and we won't spend too much time because they're so regional. And I don't know that some dude sitting in St. Louis or Mississippi or something is a Giants fan, but guess what? I am. So we just highlighted or just spoke about Buster Posey, the great Buster Posey, I believe first ballot Hall of Famer Buster Posey, who's now the general manager, deliberately let leak the fact that he's willing to listen to all offers for all veteran players with the exception of Logan Webb. What do you think about that, Sam?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. I apologize.
That's okay. That's okay. What's for dinner? What's for lunch there? Can you hear me, Javier?
I can hear you. He's probably in a crowded place.
Right, gotcha. So we'll
he don't have his earbuds on. So.
Gotcha. So Sam will come back to us when you might be having some technical glitches, or maybe he's
I'm in the Kodiak room, but
maybe there's an exceptionally attractive waitress.
No,
that Sam would never admit that, but I'll pull it for you, Sam. All right. So go to
No, I can hear you now.
All right, great, awesome.
Just
yeah.
There's a lot of people up here in the lodge.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm up here having dinner.
Yep. Excellent. All right. Well, enjoy.
Hey, we was asking you, Uncle, that Buster Posey, he came out and said that he'll listen to all offers to all veterans on the Giants roster,
with the
exception of give me
Logan Webb.
Logan Webb, with the exception. Right. So Logan Webb is off the table. Everybody else can get the business. What do you think?
Okay, doesn't sound like he can hear.
Did you hear me, Uncle?
Right. So we'll roll. We see your ears, Sam. We see your ears. Tell you what. Don't strain, man. Don't strain. Enjoy lunch, and I don't know. Just participate. Be a proxy.
There you go. Be a proxy.
All right. Okay. So I think that's a good idea. I think that a shift in direction would be a good idea. It's just kind of sometimes it's time to start over. I think organizations like the Giants, have rarely been sort of at the bottom of the barrel. At the bottom of the barrel, so they won't use terms like rebuild. So let's call it a potential reshuffle, right? I think that it would not at all be a bad idea for the Giants to do a reshuffle, go out and get some young talent, some premium young talent, and sort of begin the start over process. So that next year you would see flashes of a turnaround, and it gets better and better. Recent examples would be like the Houston Astros, who traded away a bunch of guys, went down to the bottom. They quietly admitted, we're going to lose 100 games for 2 or 3 years in a row and pick first in the draft. That's not as workable now, because you can't click in the lottery 2 years in a row.
Right.
And there is a lottery. 10, 15 years ago, you knew who was going to have the first pick. But you can't. It's not like that anymore because once you're in the lottery, you can't be in the lottery 2 years in a row. So, but it's you get rid of some contracts. Get rid of some contracts, some big contracts, and you get an influx of above average to superior young talent to build around, and still pick relatively high in the draft.
I think the problem is that their three signings that they had aren't bad signings, and I think that a lot of people are like, oh, well, it's not going to fit, it's not going to this. Those aren't three bad signings. Those are three good signings for the amount of money that they were paying, and they went out their comfort zone to pay a little bit more for a couple of guys. But also on the back end, they were still low end on the other positions where they didn't have to pay a bunch of money. So they were still kind of even keeled out. I just think that they're major people that they needed. They had some injuries. They have little nicks and knacks, but they're underperforming. I mean, and that's the worst thing about it is that they have a team that can compete right now, but they're not performing up to their standards. And Buster is being the ultimate competitor that he has been with a team that wasn't even capable to, that wasn't even as good as the team that they have now. And he won a championship with that team, with those teams.
Right.
They did have better pitching, but as far as like the nine that they have on the they had some dudes. Like they got some guys on this team. So I just think that it's underperforming. And
back in the championship, definitely underperforming. Back in the championship year, we had a superior staff, and we had a shut down bullpen. I mean, it was almost sort of believed that if the final score is 2-1, in other words, if we get a lead after the fifth inning, the game was pretty much over.
It's over.
You're not coming back on these guys. We had a core four, like the Yankees called it their core four. We had a core four, maybe even a no jive five.
I mean, they had Zito. That was Barry Zito and company, right?
Yeah. That bullpen was nasty, man.
Yeah.
But I wonder, Sam, you might want to mute, man. Sam, you might want to mute. Sam, you might want to mute, buddy. All right. So, I wonder, my question is that we all saw Barry and what he did in probably the most difficult park to hit in the major leagues, not major league history. Candlestick was no baseball stadium should have ever been there.
Right.
It was like impossible. So to imagine what Mays and McCovey did, it's just crazy. You could add 200 home runs to the both of them if they played somewhere else.
Right.
Or especially Mays, because McCovey missed time for injuries, but that's part of the game. But Mays missed 2 years due to conscription.
Yep.
And then he came and played his games at Candlestick Park. That easily, just playing in the Candlestick cost him 150 home runs, easy, right? Just listen to every game on the radio, especially the left field. And then those 2 years probably cost him another 70 home runs, maybe 80 or 90, right? So, I mean, he would have hit 900 home runs. That people find it hard to believe, but he would have if he played anywhere else. But so we saw what Barry did in, at that time, Pac Bell Park. And he hit them way out. He put a lot of them in the water.
In the cold.
So now, guys, I think it's messing with their heads. I really think the park is messing with their heads.
One day.
So it might be time not only to change, get rid of some veteran talent, get some money off the books, but also to build for the park offensively. Build for the park. We line drive hitters, guys that go the other way. Every now and then one goes out of the park, fine, but you want lineup movers for that park, like we had back then. We didn't have big home run guys. After Barry retired, it was 20 years for somebody to hit 30 home runs. But we won 3 titles with line drive hitters.
I mean, even looking at the olds, Will Clark. We even looking at the old '88, you know, NL champions. You know, looking at that series. Yeah, you have to and I think you're right. I think you have to go back to, hey man, I need to manufacture runs. I can't always hit a home run. I can't go with the analytics. Even I think that's what got the A's to a certain place too, where you had the Bombers, but there was a different stadium too, though, more enclosed. But at the same time, you can still now I can still go manufacture runs, because now, like, I look at the Braves and I'm like, okay, everybody still needs to manufacture runs. You still need to do a bunt pushover. You still need to do all these things, all these fundamentals of the games, and that we're not doing it. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it in these counts.
Go the other way, hit behind the runner, get him over, get him in with less than 2 outs. We're not doing any of that very consistently.
Nope.
Yeah.
It's taking the old school managers to do, and I think that's why the Yankees have success, because they still play old school. They still play, fundamentally sound baseball. The Braves still play fundamentally sound baseball.
The Yankees have some boppers.
Yeah, they got boppers, but they should still play fundamentally sound baseball when they need to.
Good, very good point.
And so I think that's where we got away with the analytics, was like, oh no, well, in this count we should be swinging away. You're not Barry Bonds, bro. You're not Greg Maddux out there, so it's not a lot of guys. You're not Ohtani. It's not a lot of guys that can do that. Bryce Harper hit for the cycle yesterday. Crazy. Harper hit 3 home runs. So
Yep.
I mean, these are the things where it's like we have to see the change in the fundamentals of baseball again, where we're too home run laden.
Right. How we doing for time, Javier?
We got about like 5 minutes.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. But I'm guessing that Buster's really looking to move Devers now. I'm just betting.
Yeah. He would have to. I think what will happen to him is not wanting to come out the game. That could be a suspension and detriment to the team, things like that. I mean, obviously he's not happy. Obviously Devers, and no shade on Devers, because Devers, he's a championship pedigree kind of guy. You come from Boston, so you have that.
He's got a title.
Yeah, right. You have what you need to have. And I just think that it's like, man, either he can't show what he needs to do, or somebody's not listening to leadership. I mean, it could be a lot of different things that are happening. Mm-hmm. And I think with Devers, I think you could get more back in return for him right now, because he's still hitting good. He's still he still has a lot left in him. So
he hasn't had a great season so far, but for the last month, he's pulling out. He's pulling out.
Yeah.
So teams will pay attention to that. They're still going to try to fleece you.
Yeah.
That a couple of GMs, apparently the radio guy said. Well, no, the radio guy said he thinks that GMs will say, well, you know what, we'll take him, but the Giants are going to have to eat a lot of that money.
Yep.
They'll probably have to eat some, like maybe the rest of this year and half of next year, because he's owed like $225 million over the next 6 years or something like that. But yeah, so we'll see what happens. We'll see. I don't think Buster is going to get fleeced, but also there's Bryce Eldridge. He's like the best player. He's the most interesting at bat to watch on the team. Him and Perez, who also might get traded.
Right.
Because we got him on a 1 year. So
yep.
Might as well get something for him.
Yeah. If he could get something, but like you said in the beginning, it's like, if I could get a whole bunch of draft picks, if I could get a whole bunch of stuff coming back, if I could get some good young talent, some prospects, then you're working back into your wheelhouse again. It's like, hey man, I'm gathering all this collateral that I could do something with later on, because then you could turn those draft picks into a free agent signing or something else like that. So another trade, sign a trade. So
I agree. I mean,
I think Buster might be onto something though, where, like you said, I think he sees what needs to get done and how, and I think he's going to go more to pitching, because he's a catcher. So, we're gonna start thinking defensively, more defensively than offensive. Let's get some defense first, and then get some offense. So,
good call. This year, the draft is coming up, and this year it's heavy on middle infielders.
right,
Pitching is kind of like the top pitcher is like the seventh highest rated prospect, and then after that, there's still a bunch of more. There's an outfielder, catcher, a bunch of middle infielders, kind of thing. So I think I would bet that you don't get the second highest rated. I mean, the second highest rated pitcher is like number 15, 17, or something like that, if memory serves. So it's just not deep. I don't know how deep it is, pick 40, pick 60, or whatever. But this might not be the year to go heavy on pitching.
right.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see.
Hey, did you see the kid from I think he plays single A baseball for the Reds. He stole like 7 bases the other night. Some stupid ridiculous number. His name is
a minor league guy.
Yeah, he's like 17 years old, man. Cespedes. Hold on.
I'll look him up. He's in the Reds organization, huh?
Yeah, my cousin sent it to me the other night. Where the heck is his?
Yeah,
this is it.
I'll look him up.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. But yeah, that was an amazing stat. I was like, man, you stole 7 bases in one night.
Now, you know what? That's impressive. Cespedes, there was a guy that the A's signed out of Cuba named Cespedes, and Cespedes has a younger brother. I wonder if that's him.
It could be. It could be.
I'll look him up.
But yeah, man. Yeah, he's just a kid too. He's like 17, 18 years old, but he looks like he's 7. Like I was like, this kid. I'll send you the message. You'll see it. And I'm just like, man, that was an amazing stat. That was amazing stat.
We'll take a look at that, and then I'll wrap up. There's some distraction in the background. Well, so Javier's going to show us the young base stealing phenom. Could this be Ricky Henderson -- 2? You have to hit 300 home runs to make that complete.
Let me see.
But
he's from the Angels.
We'll take a look at
He's from the Angels organization.
Angels.
And
right.
He set a record with 8 stolen bases. Juan Cespedes.
Wow. Juan Cespedes. I'll look him up. I'll bet that's Cespedes' younger brother, because the thing is, he was a highly sought after prospect coming out last year, a couple of years ago. It seems like it was longer ago than that. I would have thought that his younger brother would be 21 by now. So it might not be him, but I'll take a look.
Yeah, this kid is 17, and he got signed to the Angels for $300,000. So
that's low.
Yeah, but I mean, he's playing in the Dominican Republic League right now, which is really, really tough to play in.
Mm-hmm. The DSL,
yeah. So you did 8 bags in a night, man. Like, hold on, dude. Like, what? You on the map?
You're messing over people.
Yeah,
you're embarrassing catchers when you do that.
You're on the map. You are on the radar now. You are on the map.
I guarantee it.
I'll be excited to see. I mean, I think he went 1 for 4, some like 2 walks or something like that. So he stayed on base.
Right.
So.
Sure.
So
okay,
I mean,
here comes the noise again. So America, tell you what, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up. Once again, this is Big Sam and Nephews from Fresno, Atlanta, and Sacramento.
There we go.
It has been an absolute pleasure. Of course, our sponsors, I'd be remiss. My Guy Market at 504 East Belmont Avenue in wonderful Fresno, California, and Fresno Social Sports, where adults come to play. All right, America, want to wish you the very, very best. Happy Father's Day to all the amazing fathers out there. Wish you the best, absolutely. And just the grandpas too. Yeah, I'll tell you what, there's nothing I'm more proud of than my granddaughter. So happy Father's Day, Grandfather's Day, Great Grandfather's Day, if you made it that far. And all the very, very best. We will see you next week. We'll see you next week.
There it is.
All right.
There we go.
All right.
Peace out, guys.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Now looks like we've got some visitors to the show. I
Yeah.
don't know if you can hear me, Sam.
Yeah, go ahead.
Looks like we had some visitors to the show.
It's all right. I'm in here having dinner.
No, that's all right. That's all right. If somebody, you're going to put somebody on and tell us a story about them. I just wrapped up, gave our sponsors, and we're closing out. And I want to wish you a nice time with your son. I think Sam's son just finished his doctorate, his doctoral studies. If that's the same one.
No, that's a different one. That's a different
That's
cousin.
a different one. Well, I tell you what, then we have a future PhD, maybe MD in the house. So
There
good
we
for
go.
you. Awesome.
Hey, Nick,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I want to put some of my friends on really quick.
All right.
Say hi.
Hey.
How are you, ma'am?
How you doing?
How are you, ma'am?
She can't hear you.
All right.
Who's that, Sam?
Yeah, I'll be back on next week.
Okay.
guys. All right.
We
All
out.
right.
All right. Peace.
Okay. I'll sign out. God bless everybody. We'll see y'all next week.
Next week.
Big Sam and Nephews.
We out.
Awesome.